Hello friends! Welcome to the first video in what will hopefully be a long-running series on my channel from now on. I fought with what to call it for a long time because I wasn't sure what had been done or whatever, and I just decided on K-pop 101. I know, it's so creative, but honestly, I wanted something really straightforward and simple and easy to remember, and it's probably been done a million times, but oh well, because I'm not creative enough to think of anything else. So K-pop 101. I just want to make a quick disclaimer though before I start that I'm going to be talking about negative things as well as positive things in this series, but they're not meant to scare anybody off. I wanted to talk about the bad as well as the good, because I don't want to feed people a fantasy that you're going to be in this perfect little world, because it's not all going to be sunshine and rainbows. You're going to come into some difficult times occasionally, so I want to talk about those. I don't know if people want to hear that, but I'm going to talk about it. So this video, as the title suggests, is going to be just kind of full of basics that I think people need to know before going into the K-pop world. Kind of keep these things in mind while you're there. Make your stay a little bit more enjoyable. Now, I'm not talking about them in any specific order, but they all are quite important. Just trying to cover everything, basically. So first of all, one of the most important things that I can't stress enough, no matter if you're into K-pop or not, be respectful. As a fan, the best thing that you can do to make your experience better is to be respectful towards other people, other artists, just in general. You are going to come across probably quite a few fan wars in your time as a K-pop fan. There are going to be people that are going to start drama, and sometimes it's just for fun because they want to see people react to it. And sometimes it's really for stupid reasons. Most of the time it's for stupid reasons. But it would be easily avoided if people would just be respectful of each other. A lot of the time when fan wars are started, it's because a fan has a negative opinion and decided to express that very harshly and doesn't care what people think or who it's hurting. A lot of the time, arguments and things can be avoided by just caring a little bit, enough to be respectful. Now, along with being respectful in the way that you express your opinions, which should usually be positive, even if it's a negative opinion, try to find a way to express it so that it doesn't come off as you attacking other people because their opinions aren't the same as yours. Try to be nice about it. As nice as you can. As disgustingly sweet as you can. Because that will help more than bashing. Now, on the topic of expressing your opinion, but also in the same subject as being respectful, you are totally allowed to not like certain groups or artists in K-pop, or in general, really. You're allowed to maybe like one or two groups and not like anything else. You're allowed to like a whole bunch of groups but not like one or two. It's totally fine. It's acceptable. You don't have to like everything. And you shouldn't be afraid to tell people that you don't like certain things as long as you're nice about it. Being nice will get you so many more places than being rude. That's just how it is. Most fandoms are very nice. I'm just saying. There are rotten eggs in every fandom, though, and they are always going to be starting drama. Just be on the lookout for it, and try to avoid it, like I do. Unless you feel like there's something you need to say. But say it nice. Be nice. Next is something that I am personally experienced with not doing, that I really need to learn how to do, which is pace yourself. When you're getting into something new, like K-pop, it can be really overwhelming because you're trying to learn so many new things that it's a little bit hard to balance it all, which is, I'm hoping what my videos are going to help with that quite a bit. But don't force yourself into it. Just kind of let it go naturally. I know it's kind of an instinct with people, such as myself, that when you find something new, you want to research it and you want to find out more about it and you want to find other things that are similar to it. You know, you want to just kind of have everything in your brain that you can. But that is really dangerous because you can get so overwhelmed so fast and it'll probably scare you into not wanting to be a part of it anymore. K-pop is different than some other genres in the way that a lot of people who like it don't speak Korean. They don't know how to say the names of the artists or whatever else. So you're pushing yourself to find out all this stuff and it's kind of hard. So you get a little discouraged, I want to say. Just be careful of that. If you find a new group, stick to just that group for a little while and then let yourself like another group. Give yourself like a month with that one group, at least. And then move on to another group. Well, don't move on, but, look for new things. And it's a matter of pacing. Like I said, pace yourself and you'll be fine. You will be fine, I promise, if you just take it slow. Can't urge it enough. So this last thing I have quite a bit of experience with, and I wanted to talk about it because I wanted to help people with it, which is what my videos are for. Helping you. Hopefully. And that is the issue of loneliness that K-pop fans often face. Because unless you live in a country where Korean is a main language, there is a very high chance that people where you live aren't going to understand it when you talk about it. You're not going to know why you like it because you don't know what they're saying in the songs. And they're not going to really care to find more out about it from you. They're not going to ask you questions about it that are very positive. It can be a very alienating situation to be in when you don't have friends who like it to talk about it with or to share things with. And this is one of those negative things that I mentioned earlier that you're going to face. And it's not that horribly negative, but it can feel very heavy and not fun. But there are ways to kind of solve it. If you don't know somebody who is willing to give it a chance, go online. Go on Facebook and find a group about K-pop and talk to people there. Go on Tumblr and find a Tumblr blog that's dedicated to K-pop and start messaging people that you see interacting with that blog. Make friends from it. And at least for the moment, you'll have someone to talk to. It's really only a temporary solution because once you leave your computer or you stop talking to that person, you're kind of reminded that you're alone again. But for that little moment that you're talking to that person, none of that loneliness is really there. So what I would suggest is putting aside like an hour a day, if you have it, to go find someone to talk to, express your, feelings, your feels, and your concerns and your emotions to that person because they won't understand. And then go about your day just normal. That's what I do. Although I spend more than an hour on my computer because I have more than an hour to spend. So I'm a little less lonely, but still a little bit lonely. I'm not gonna lie. But I've heard so many people have connected with other people in their area that like K-pop because they met online and found out that they lived close enough to meet up. I'm not saying that's safe. Be very careful if you do that. But it's an option. And it's cool if it works out for you. Just be careful. Please be careful. Don't get murdered. That would make me so sad. Or kidnapped. Oh my god. Be careful. So that's about all I wanted to talk about in this video. I want to keep them relatively short. Talk about a few things in each video. Cover different topics. That are kind of issues, If you want me to elaborate on something more that I talked about in this video, or if there's something I missed that you want me to talk about, I can totally make it part 2. That would be fine with me. I like helping you guys, and if there's something you need help with, then I'm more than happy to talk about it. If it's gonna help at least one person, then I did my job. So I think that was all I wanted to talk about. I may have forgotten something. It might have seemed like I was talking about mostly negatives, but like I said, I'm not gonna beat around the bush, and I'm not gonna sugarcoat things. I'm gonna tell you what to expect, whether that's good or bad, because I'm a realist, very much so. So I hope you liked this video. If there's something that you want me to talk about, like I said, let me know. I will see you in the next K-pop 101, because that'll probably be the next video that I make. Little Missy back there says goodbye. Bye-bye.